From the Journal of John Gruntpa. In camp, Lewiston, Maine. Dated 15 April, 1862. Spring is upon us, though you'll not be able to tell with the snow on the ground and the low temperatures in these northern climes. This has set my plans back by 2 weeks, and possibly for 2 more. Over the winter, I had requested the government to dispatch more troops to the region in order to help screen my movements, and they responded with a new army now under command of General Hardee. This force is slowly forming as the troops have to run past the now present federal blockades. On top of this new force, the Davis government has now placed me in command of all forces in the region. I'm ready to begin operations, but we must await the melting of the snows to begin our operations against the city of Portland. Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Gruntpa Gaming is episode 16 of our Review Unit Only Rebel Spring of 61 campaign. So last episode, we did have 2 engagements, with 1 engagement not happening. We'll call it a reconnaissance and force came down outside of Richmond here with the Army of the Shenandoah and the Army of the Potomac scouting out our defenses, but declining to engage us and withdrawing back just outside the city limits. We also had another major engagement just outside of Lynchburg, pushing off. We were going to go hunting for them, but the Federal Army, I forget which one it was. It was the Army of Northeastern Virginia, which was out here in Western Virginia. We were going to go hunt them down, but they came out to engage us instead, which made our job a much, much easier proposition. So we had another engagement here outside of Lynchburg. And we have now reclaimed Charleston, and the Confederate States Army is marching back to its home station at Lynchburg. We are going to not keep troops in the region because I want him on this rail line as a quick reaction force as necessary, because his core is still small enough where he doesn't use up all the rail transport capacity, so we're able to move him very quickly along the rail lines. And this main trunk line is going to be most of our defense line, because he can get to basically anywhere along the border from his location up to Little Rock. And we did have another engagement outside of Fort Smith with our Western Army finally having its first battle against the Federal Army here. Looks like they're building a hospital here now. Okay. So they're probably still in the region up here. We're going to have to try and kick them out. Though I did see them get on riverboats. There may not be anybody here because you can build the hospitals without the army being present. It has now moved down outside of Fort Washita. So, and building supply depot here, trying to get its readiness back up so that we can engage the fort here and free up our allies in the area to come fight for us. Once we're done with that, we're going to move against Fort Arbuckles. But I do not know how long the sieges out here are going to take, because he's not set up to be a siege force. And up here in Maine, we are now ready to begin operations. But as you can see, there's still snow on the ground here. It took me several days to move my troops from Augusta down here to Lewiston. So I believe I might send Lee forward with his siege train to begin the envelopment of Fort Scammell as soon as his readiness is fully green, because it's going to drop down a little bit on the way there, but he should still be high enough once he arrives to have a good envelopment going on. The new Army of Vermont is still forming up under General Hardee. It's at 8,400 men now. There's another brigade on the way, bringing it up to 11,000 men. And I'm going to have to form 2 new divisions here. There's also a cavalry unit, and we do have to recruit a artillery unit. So the American Volunteer Battery is already ready to go. 1st Tennessee is still arriving at 4 days. No, they're transferring. They are on their way right now. So they'll be with the Army of Vermont in 4 days. Then we're going to either transfer We'll probably send McClaws next, so we have all the infantry there, then the whirlwinds, and then the artillery. So we do have to recruit another one. And I am raising this out of the Arizona territory because they don't have a lot of troops available. So one artillery battalion, full strength is all we're going to get out of there because they only have 318 men. And we'll keep them with the good uniform. We're going to put them in federalized uniforms. Or actually, did he request a specific uniform color? Hold on. I got to look at my comments. Nope, don't see it. So we're going to give them federal uniforms, as we're saying we're stealing the stockpiles out of the northern areas. No, we'll go with Confederate uniforms. But if you want to change, let me know. This is going to Yuck Food Tube, and they're going to be called. I can't change the name yet. Zanette's own. The name you gave me is actually longer, but it's going to be too long for the after action reports, so we're going to leave it at Zanette's own. Zanette, not Zabet. And Butler. Where are you from? South Carolina. Do we have... I doubt we have any Arizona officers. We do. And he's a politician. So that's actually going to help us with support, possibly get some more recruits out of the state. So Captain Orry is going to take command of that battery. All right. I think that covers everything for right now. There were a few other names put in for the battery, but I went as a first come, first served basis. So those other names are going on to standby lists in case more troops open up from there. All right, looks like our first engagement. So I'm not going to leave Richmond to go out and engage these guys. We're staying strictly defensive down here, but it looks like our next engagement is probably going to be outside of Nashville here, as the Army of Tennessee has got its readiness back up. And I want to retake Nashville. But I probably should wait for the month to turn over and see if we can't get some more weapons. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on that operation for now. We're going to wait to see. Hopefully we can make it to May before another combat happens. I want to see if we can issue out some more rifles. All right, it's now April 25th, and I'm coming in with a quick map update here. We have moved the Army of Vermont down from Bangor into Augusta. I started making these movements on the 23rd, and right after I made the movements, it started snowing again. Oh, God. And I did send the siege train forward to begin the siege of Fort Scammell, and they actually drew in the Army of Maine with them, which is not something I wanted to happen. I'm not able to disengage them without surrendering the battle altogether. So, honestly, kind of a blessing in disguise, because I was going to have them go up here and engage with the 37th and 39th Armies. But, probably a good thing because the snows, like I said, did come back down, and it probably would have taken us 2 or 3 days just to make this small movement here. Army of Vermont made basically good time due to the rail line because we controlled up to this point here. But now they're at a glacial pace just trying to get into town. Sadly, but thankfully there is a depot here, so they'll get their readiness back up fairly quickly, though we already have 623 men disabled from moving through the snows. And out here in the west, the Federals had made a move against Fort Smith. I had an idea there was a second army in the area, and there was. So they have now besieged Fort Smith. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in time to help relieve it. We have engaged at Fort Washita, and I've ordered an assault onto the fortifications, try and get this cleared as quickly as possible so that we can get back and relieve Fort Smith before it falls. So I don't know how well that is going to work for us. But we're going to try, because he still has a long way to march back to Fort Smith, and he's got to march all the way back out here again to take out the forts out here. So like I said, this is going to be a kind of a yo-yo action out here in the west. So just a quick update there. Hopefully nothing else happens before the May monthly. All right, it's now April 27th, and Fort Washita has fallen to us, with us losing 45 men, 2 killed, 36 missing, and the rest wounded in the action. So, thankfully, we're still in the green, so we're going to immediately start marching back to Fort Smith. I'm going to avoid the river route this time because we got stuck on the river last time, so I'm going to march them back down to Fort Towson and then back up to Fort Smith. Hopefully, they can hold out until they arrive. How is your marching ability looking? Did that level up yet? It's starting to level up. Flying column is starting to level up, so he should be able to have some good movement speed. And on top of that, our fleet is ready to go for its first action. So we are immediately going to go hit Fort Pickens. And hopefully this does not turn out badly for us. We don't have Marines yet, but I'm hoping we level up quickly enough to get Marines and begin starting to get landings against it. Now, how's our siege of Fort Scammell looking? Looks like it pulled a little bit back in the Federals' favor. It says the length is another 13 days until this is resolved. Hopefully that's all it takes, and we can get things moving again. Though, like I said, it's snowing again. 2 days later, and there's more snow here on April 27th. Getting movements done up here is going to be a pain, probably until mid-May. It looks like. All right, it's now May 1st, so it's time for the monthlies. Before we do that, we'll go over the map again real quick. We are still besieging up here at Fort Scammell. That is an ongoing siege. Like I said, we did win the battle, or the siege of Fort Washita, and are on our way back to Fort Smith. And it looks like the Federals decided to bypass capturing the city. My intelligence has the Army of Arkansas now south of the city. Yep, and there's the Department of West again, rearing its ugly head. So there are 2 federal armies in the area. So it looks like my intelligence on this could be very wrong. They could still be back up here. But retaking Fort Smith is a priority, because that is a roadblock for the Federals. And we have engaged Fort Pickens. And it's not going all too well for us. We lost the CSS Georgia, which is one of my 50-gun frigates. We lost the CSS King, the CSS Curlew, which is a sloop and a ship's tender. 2 more sloops are disabled, the Pickens and the Corpheus, along with 2 other sloops, the Petrel and the Dodge, and my 1 brig, the Washington. The Virginia and the Huntsville are still in the fight, but they are about to drop out of it themselves. So things are not looking too good with this bombardment, though we are looking at getting our Marines pretty soon if we don't lose all of our ships. This will, I mean, if we lose all of our ships, this will delay me by a whole year going after the forts in the Gulf. There's always kind of a sideshow thing, but I would like to accomplish it. All right, besides that, it's time for the monthlies. Economy, right now we're at BBB minus. We did cut another bond. We cut 2 bonds in the last month. I did just place another order for artillery. The original order for the 14-pounder James complete, so I ordered another 125 of them. So our liabilities are now sitting at $635 million. Current economy cycle is recovery. The wealth population is immediately decreasing compared to the previous month, but we are moving into spring once the farms are up and running. Our revenues should increase. It says our revenues did decrease by 14 million. I'm not really sure if that's actually true or not. Total export volumes last month was 1.3 billion going out, 1.1 coming in. Average core production over the last 3 months is 163 million. You changed to negative 6.2. I'm not really sure about that. And it says we're lacking in artillery ammunition, iron, coffee, but we shouldn't be lacking in iron or coffee at this point. But then again, we are producing a lot of weapons, and I did start the production of one ironclad ship. So that's probably did soak up a lot of our iron, just building that one ironclad. Looking at finances, we have 8.4 million in the bank. We're still spending quite a bit more than we are taking in. Total expenses are 839 million. We're bringing in 719 mil. So yeah, but I'm hoping we can start catching up on that soon. Hoping, especially once we get into Portland and seize the bank there, plus the manufactories and the port. Hopefully we start seeing a turnaround in revenues. That gives us extra trade options with England and France over here in the Atlantic. Looking at intelligence. The Federals are working on the USCTs. They've completed military education. They have recruited an additional 4,100 men and 2 brigades and start construction of 8 new ships. Don't know what they're doing. All the ships are all just kind of sitting down there in Chesapeake Bay. And I know they've recruited way more than 4,100 men. There's a lot more armies popping up on the map. Morale of federal armies is currently at 79% chance. Change of +6 recently, probably with the capture of Fort Smith. And we have killed 2 of their officers, John Foster and George Crook. And it shows them carrying out offensive operations, which they are over in the west. Anywhere, as long as they're over their borders and into our area, it is military operations. Looking at strategy, national morale, the Federals are 80 to our 97. National support, they're at 87 to our 88. Morale of armies are at 79 to our 88. Men in the field, they have 167,194 in the field to our 148,661. So our numbers are staying pretty close to each other. Navy tonnage, they're 105,000 tons to our 13,000. Especially losing that frigate hurt. Spent so long building the damn thing and losing the first action it goes out in. Battles won, they're now at 4 to our 23. Because they won the siege of Fort Smith, so they got an extra win there. Total casualties, they're sitting at 116,846 to our 57,854. And the rest of us are really not too worried about. All right, policies. We are still working on industrialization. That'll be done in 5.4 days, or industrialization 3 to be correct. Still waiting for chapter 3 to open up. I'm not exactly sure what date that opens up on. So the sooner the better, so I can start working on the slavery restriction route. So as soon as this is complete, we'll come over here to government funding 1. And I'm unsure if I want to do the tariff act or not. We kind of need the money, but our relations with the British and French are already pretty damn low. It's at negative 40% because of the Emancipation Proclamation and the legal blockade. Should I do free trade? It'll give us a +10. I may end up having to do free trade. Because we're not tariffing imports yet, but I do want to, and this will half that. But we're still going to take the hit on relations. Double-edged sword. But we'll see. It all depends on when Chapter 3 opens up, because we definitely got to keep going down that route. All right, policy projects. What do we have available to us? I want to keep sending envoys. It keeps getting more and more expensive every time we do it. Yep, I want to level counter propaganda. We need that. I'm definitely going to send envoys again. I could do that twice. Brought us back up to 12% on the intervention level from the 2% we were just at. Cavalry guns we're not going to do because I do not like the 1-pounders. They just sound annoying as hell. If you ever played the game, they just sound annoying. And weapons production, level that up. And we don't need any of the rest of this, so we are going to recruit some agents, hopefully get ourselves some better intelligence, and we'll subsidize industry once again. That sucked up all of our money. All right, I think that about covers everything for now. And hopefully this siege ends as soon as I can get operations running up here in the northeast. So I'll be back with the next incident. Come back in again real fast because I actually forgot to hand out weapons. So we're going to go knock that out real fast. We'll see what we got available to everybody. So who does not have Fayettevilles yet? You do not have Fayettevilles yet. You got 1.6 thousand men. Let's give you the Fayettevilles. You got 2.5 mates. That's another, at least one more small brigade getting them. Yeah, you're 2,800 men, so you're not getting them anytime soon. Hopefully next month, and same with your brigade. Hopefully with the extra level weapons production we took, we can make more of them soon. You're using rebores. Can I give you something else? We can give you some Springfield rifle muskets. And we can give you Mississippi's now. And do we have enough carbines for you, finally? We do, just enough. So hopefully we can start getting those out to the other armies. Western Army, you're using rebores. Can we give you something else? Not even, okay, you're 2,700 man brigade, so we can't even give you the Enfields. You're using muskets. See, we have rebores for you. Oh, we got 11,000 rebores now. Wow. So we could start. We're not getting rid of all of the smooth bores in our force yet, but we're getting up there. Actually, you got 2,200. Do I have enough captured? Do not even have enough captured carbines. It feels like the Federals aren't even building carbines or rifles for their troops at this point. So we've usually captured a lot more than we have, and we've just not been capturing numbers of rifles or carbines at all. Do have 2,500 haul rifles. That's interesting, but not enough to hand out. How are the Penal Pioneers down to 986 men? What the hell? Okay. Oh, their contract just changed over. They just wanted a new contract. Okay. You got here. You got 2,800 men. Some of these brigades are still very large. You got Mississippi rifles, so I'm going to hand you the Enfields. 2,300 men, 2,800. $1,600. I can hand you the halls. And I forgot to get out reboard somewhere. There we go. Western Army is almost all at least rebores at this point. I don't think I have very many units still using mixed muskets. You are. My entire division is. I should be able to hand out one more battery of 14s. Where are my 14? Oh, you're already using 14s. What am I thinking? There we go. Got a standardization of 33 on this now, so we are making them hand over fist. I don't think I need to put in as large of an order as I did, but we do also need replacement weapons. Okay, we're now at 13, so not enough to hand out that battery just yet. You got an upgrade. You guys are still using mixed muskets because you're all freshly raised. And the Pearl Rivers are still transferring. They're another 8 days away. All right, so I can at least give you guys... Oh, not enough. Yeah, not enough Springfields left for them. Okay. So we basically have, outside the 2 brigades in Tradoc, we've gotten rid of all the mixed muskets in the army. That's a good thing. All right, now I think everything is covered. Now, that took me about 6 minutes to do. Wow. All right, it's now May 2nd, and we have a lot of updates to happen on the map here. So Fort Scammell has literally just fallen to us. So I'm actually going to move the siege train down into Portland, let them rest there for a few days while they take it. The Federal 39th Army is marching against my Army of Vermont. They do have us outnumbered slightly. And it's going to be this army's first fight, unlike the 39th. And they have artillery where we don't. So this could be an issue up here, especially as readiness is not completely up. But confidence is at 71% with their morale. I am marching the Army of Maine against the 37th Army to cover this flank so that we can push them out of the area. That was my original intention anyway, was to march them up to Northumberland, engage the 2 armies here before moving south into Portland. But 39th has preempted that move, but that's okay. And out here in the west, we got the 2 federal armies still in the area. Looks like McCullough's just reached his destination there, so we're going to go move and besiege Fort Smith. Hopefully retake that fairly quickly. And hopefully cut off the supplies for the Army of Arkansas if they are in that AO. Information's from today. It says they're there. I'm really unsure if they're there or not. And the Army of Tennessee is on the move. We have crossed the river and we've lost sight of the 2 federal armies that were here. But my army was not scouting. I just put them back over to scout mode. And it says we have control of the rail lines all the way up to Nashville. So if we can railroad straight into Nashville and retake it, I am doing that. So it looks like our next engagement's probably going to be up here at Augusta. Well, it looks like I was dead wrong about the next engagement. So it's May 3rd, and we did lose sight of those federal armies, but apparently they were here at Murfreesboro. And they're both labeled as unknown. We'll know what they are as soon as we get on the map. and they're under command of Samuel Heitzelman. They're bringing 10,220 infantry, 1,600 cavalry, and 64 guns to the fight, or 20,000 infantry, 3,300 cavalry, and 41 guns. So I'm looking to steamroll these guys as fast as possible. Up now, they just popped up on the map. It's the Army of Tennessee, which was at 12,000, going up to 14. Okay. And the Army of Western Tennessee, 400 men, 30 guns. Though this is a more accurate listing right here, but we'll get more accurate numbers once we're on the field and we actually start spotting their units. So let's get in here. We need to retake Nashville. Welcome, my guns, to the Battle of Murfreesboro. We are on the Murfreesboro map as usual. We're actually in a kind of the standard setup we always get with this battlefield. We're coming up out of the southeast along the Shelbyville Pike, and the Federals are defending over here at, it says Asbury Church here, but they're actually by the Henry House or the Henry Farm. So I'm expecting to be lined up here. They're either going to be on the other side of the river or they're going to be lined up over here. So we're going to come straight up the road along the Murfreesboro Pike and come out into the farm fields here and see if we can't get a better sighting on them. But I'm thinking we should be able to steamroll them pretty well. It's 5:30 in the morning, so we got most of the day to get this battle done. So I do not want to let too many of these boys slip away from us. And hopefully, winning this battle and retaking Nashville will draw some of those forces out of New England down this direction. All right, it's now 8:14 in the morning. We do have the Federals sided. And they're grouped up right here, not in their kind of normal formation, because they're usually spread along this road here. But they do have their flank in the air over here. Cavalry's in position up on their flanks. I have the 8th Infantry Division moving up into position here at the edge of the farmland, and the artillery coming up behind them. I was originally going to have them spread out down along here to fire across the farmland, even though it's kind of an uphill shot. But now that I see that they're laid out like this, I'm going to bring my artillery out this direction into the open field here and hopefully get some fires into their rear area and leave them supported with the cavalry as the infantry moves in along the front. And may also force them to change their formation, allow the infantry to smash them flank and rear, is what I'm hoping. But we'll see. We have to wait for everybody to get in position. Actually, I'm going to redispatch Raiders Division up into that location also. Forcing a change onto the Federals would be good for us. And once the artillery is on this main road completely, yeah, I'll send orders to redispatch them also. And bring them up. Who the hell's going to go? Nobody should be going that way. Once the new orders arrive, that should change. All right, it's now 11 a.m. and we're about ready to kick this off. My batteries are taking some damage while trying to move in position here. I'm going to start pushing Raiders Division onto this fence line here. Try and give my artillery some cover from that fire. And once they move in and the Federals start reacting to them, we're going to push in the 8th Division. Get your guns in position. You're taking too much fire. We're taking 15 casualties in Tarleton's Revenge. And they're my best battery. Hopefully we get you boys some 14-pounders next month. What's with the parade ground antics? Get on the move. Two of their badgers in range of them at least. Sure they have advance orders, so they keep pushing on that fence. All right, 8th, get ready to move forward. Bring the 7th up now. Are you moving away from us? I just about broke one of their batteries. Let's get your 6-pounders up closer. Boys on the move. Good. And we'll set you boys to fire at will. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't have done that because all their batteries are going to be in range now, so... All right, push through their skirmishers. Want to get their infantry engaged. Not seeing anybody. Get your skirmishers out. You need better eyes. off or bring forward. No, I gave you advance orders. Let's go. Boy's about to in for a nasty surprise. The battery right there, and we can't see them, really. You guys stay at the double. You got the furthest to go. Need you to pick it back up, boys. They're moving down the road, so they are getting... So there's a battery right there, and we're about to walk onto them. I don't know. Somebody's firing from right there, but there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Come on, Georgia Poets, gotta move on it. That's in. Brigade of 1,100 men just surrendered to us. Beautiful. It was a cavalry brigade surrendered to us. Nope, it's still there. All right, loyalists, keep pushing it in. And there they go. And we already had a major victory. Where's the cavalry? Get up here, boys. I don't think we're going to catch up to them, but we'll try. Give me that battery. And they're gone. Looks like we got them. Molly is chasing down this brigade. Try and get as many of them as we can. Just wipe this army off the map for the most part. Stay on them. Don't stop. Try and force their surrender.
Anybody got any water to spare? Anybody got any water to spare?
Come on, Chilton. Get your men moving. Come on, Hog Mollies. Don't stop. I know you want some vengeance for the battle where you got basically wiped out. Damn near. Maybe get some of their officers. Can't attack them directly, but we can try. Get going. What are you doing? Come on, boys. Do you not want to use your sabers? That's two batters completely wiped. What the hell are you boys doing? Come on. Come on, Styrians, bring me prisoners. The hell are you boys doing? Why don't you boys want to engage? Now just speed this along. All right. That was a good victory. That battle went off without a hitch. All right, we got half their infantry, 5,000 of the 10,000 men they had on the field. We got 200 or 1,600 cavalry. We got all 35 of their guns. Total loss of 5,500 of their 12,000 men. We lost 861 of our 19,923 infantry, 4 of our 3,364 cavalry, 3 of our 49 guns. Total loss of 911 of our 24,024 men. All right, time for the combat reports. All right, 4th Cavalry Division, Hog Mollies captured 616 infantry. Styrian Panthers captured 19 infantry and 124 artillery, total 143. Losses, Hog Mollies 0, Styrian Panthers 2 dead, 2 wounded, possibly from artillery fire. 7th Infantry Division did not get into the fight and took no casualties. Raiders Division, the Ducks did 316 infantry. The Shredder did 147 infantry, captured 27, 191 to cavalry, 12 to artillery, for total 382. And the Crybaby did 313 to infantry, captured 24, 39 to artillery, for total 376. And Sibley's detachment did take 4 guns. Losses, the Ducks, 29 dead, 153 wounded, 25 missing, total 207. Aggregate strength, 2,026, 9% casualties. Shredder, 55 dead, 112 wounded, 36 missing, for a total 203. Aggregate strength, 2,156, 9% casualties. The Crybaby, 35 dead, 189 wounded, 36 missing, for a total 260. Aggregate strength, 2,202, 11% casualties. 8th Infantry Division, Tortured Poets did 105 to infantry, 1 to cavalry, 46 to artillery, capturing another 9 for total 175. Napoleon's Loyalists did 154 to infantry. Lake Charles Pickers did 280 to infantry, 4 to cavalry, 107 to artillery, for total 391. Losses, Tortured Poets, 4 dead, 11 wounded, 1 missing, total 16. Aggregate strength 2,059, 1% casualties. Napoleons, 12 dead, 45 wounded, 14 missing, total 71. Aggregate strength 2,326, 3% casualties. Lake Charles Pickers, 27 dead, 66 wounded, 11 missing, total 104. Aggregate strength 2,726, 4% casualties. 5th Artillery Division, Tarleton's Revenge did 72 to infantry, 6 to cavalry, 57 to artillery, for total 137. Battery Wagner did 70 to infantry, 7 to cavalry, 30 to artillery, for total 109. And the Alabama State Artillery did 62 to infantry, 4 to cavalry, 25 to artillery, for total 93. Losses, Tarleton's Revenge, 6 dead, 21 wounded, 4 missing, total 31. Aggregate strength 135, 19% casualties, down to 9 guns. Battery Wagner, 7 dead, 8 wounded, total 15. Aggregate strength 213, 7% casualties. Lost 1 gun in the battle, so down to 14. Alabama State Artillery took 0 casualties. I do not believe we lost any officers. Take a quick look here. No, we did not. Let's see who we got from the Federals. Captured Colonel Davis. Wounded General Wadsworth. Captured Lieutenant Colonel Kimball. Wounded Colonel Childs. So captured 2 officers. All right, wounded 2 and captured 2. That's actually not a bad grab at all, especially with the 2 prisoners. You don't get that very often. Get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the Battle of Murfreesboro, and a glorious victory it was. I think we sat a little better. We went almost 7-1 on the casualties for this fight. Looks like they blamed the loss on a poor old Lieutenant Colonel Woodbury. Battle of Murfreesboro has ended with the Army of Tennessee retreating in panic. The Army has reported suffered total casualties of 5,637 men. There are 356 killed, 4,049 captured. Wow. Our casualties total 911 men, 177 dead, 127 missing, and the rest were wounded. We've captured 4,638 rifles and 22 guns from the field and sent 4,236 men off to our prison camps. That is a massive grab. I wonder if I still got room. I wonder if we're going to start overcrowding again soon. Oof. Let's get this battle rolled off. I'm definitely going to keep this episode rolling. We do have battles coming up in Maine. And that was a fairly short one. Fall back to Nashville. Why don't you, boys? We're coming right up behind you all. And how are we looking up here in Maine? And 39th Army fell back from us at Augusta. Interesting. Slightly outnumber us and definitely they have artillery where we don't. I'm actually surprised they fell back from that fight. What's the 37th Army going to do once we close in on them? And siege train is moving down into Portland. Still snow on the roads. But not slowing us down as much as it was. And it looks like this is now a siege up here. They are sitting defensively. I'm going to hold off on splitting this over to a full battle. I want to see if the 39th gets drug into this fight. If they don't, we'll go straight into the attack and knock the 37th out of our way. All right, it's May 4th. The Federal 39th Army looks like it's going to keep retreating right past us. And I do not want a long, drawn-out siege, which is going to cause us more casualties than I would care for. Especially in the officer ranks. When it comes to sieges, the officers get wounded and get replaced, and you don't know what's going on with that. The game never tells you. So we're going to bring this over to an assault. So we're going up against Brigadier General Orris Ferry, 37th Army, 12,879 infantry, 1,300 cavalry, and 47 guns against our 21,499 infantry, 6,400 cavalry, and 69 guns. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Northumberland. So we are actually on the defensive, believe it or not. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And we are defending back here at the Watmore and Ferrell homes over here in this little town right here. So the Federals are coming in down one road. They're entering from here, coming down this road here. They have a few options to come down and attack us and come at us from different directions. So I have the cavalry up here on my flank on the other side of this marsh here in the wood line here, because the Federals on this map have come up through this area on me before. Actually, let's spread out the cavalry a little more. And leave those guns where they are. So I got Landwood on the right. I have Gruntpa's bastards to their left along the marsh there. The Italian Battalions on their left. And Hell's Hounds on my left flank. They're going to be covering this ford here. And I'll be sending Scroggins Southern Highlanders down to this ford over here by the Depew House to cover this location here in case the Federals try to come down that direction. There is another ford down here, but I'm unsure if they're going to try and travel that far. I don't think I've ever seen them use that one. But it has been very surprising lately. So, oh, there's another ford south of that. Really? I had no idea that one was there. But we never usually fight on this end of the map. So, all we got to do now, let me spread out the artillery. Rumhams. We come in here. Rockets. Right there. Davis Guards. Now, right here, you can fire in both directions of the river. Bouncing Bowlers. Same location. And Mackinacs. I'm going to place you over here. Close enough the road where if I need to shift them, I can shift them. I think that's a good spread on my artillery. So I don't picture them coming down here. I am sending the brigade there just in case. All right. Now we just have to wait for them to show up. All right. It's now 1830. We do have the Federal side, and I do have an issue here. Noticed through dust trails that the Federals are coming down this direction, so I started shifting the cavalry division off to my left, and for some reason, the Duff Riders decided to ride in front of my lines. instead of behind them with the rest of the division. Getting them there a little faster, but it just now caused an issue where we're running into the Federals. Get those vedettes in. And he's not near his division commander, so I can't get orders to him in a timely fashion. So he is about to receive some artillery cover here as my guns are moving into position now. So I did shift all the batteries down. That may have been an early call. All right, now they're in contact. I can retreat them across the ford. Or it won't let me. His division commander is not close enough. He's almost close enough. Get the batteries on the fire at will. I did have him on counter battery fire. Get those orders out, please. Looks like you're going to be fighting it out here till the end of the day. There we go. Got all those guns firing now. Why would you turn your backs like that? I just told you to get dismount and get in loose order, not turn your backs. Get going, boys. Clear the line of fire. Why are you stopping? Another problem I didn't notice is that we have very, very low morale. We have 43 morale. We're going to take a lot of overnight attrition. I don't understand why our morale is so low, but it is what it is. They just got to sit there and take it till nightfall, and I can pull them back. Just a few more minutes away. It should be at 1900. Are you guys doing the same crap? Ugh. I think there's a glitch there where the wall and the fence and the road meet right there. Didn't do it to the horse artillery, though. Interesting. Give you a retreat order now. I cannot. And they were going to break. Get some long-range rifles back there. We can't fall back any further. Why would you change your facing? AI shouldn't be on. I mean, they're all grouping up right there, which is a perfect for my artillery. Team up a squad. Hold there and start firing. Get in on the action. You guys don't get too much of that. We're about to be charged down. Get out of loose order. And there go the Duff Riders. That just dropped our morale to 41. And there's the end of the day. They could have held out just a little bit longer. All right, let's get you guys back with the rest of your command. And you guys are still moving. Why are their division commanders? Oh, he was trying to get to where Simpson was. This is where I want your division anyway. So play and see what we got. Take out that battery to your front. Hold on. How many men we taking overnight attrition? Probably a ton. Oh, 748 men in overnight attrition. Plus whoever was captured. Or minus whoever was captured. These guys stayed right here under my guns, really. And I can't see their guns. Great. Duff Riders, you just stay back there. Wait from the fall back. I'll push out some skirmishers. Actually, let's send them out from the Highlanders. Maybe we can get some spotting going on the flank. All right, let them know we're there, boys. Actually, bastards, I want you moving forward to that ford. Let's not let them use it. You have my batteries ranged? Probably do. Alright, give them to them, boys. Now getting eyes on the artillery now from Scroggins' men. Looks like we're getting shots at that battery. Good. Are they going to glitch across the river on me? Short fuses. Come back here, support the batteries. Oh, Rockets, you have a flag now. Leave. Not sure which have to balance the what state you're from. Go to gave you 3-inch ordnance rifles. Alright, can we spot more of their batteries? There they are. Probably out of my range, though. Nope, they're inside of it. That's it. See them off. They do not have long-range weapons, so I do not want to stand them up and advance them on the river against them. Is that a battery firing from back there? And guns are switching over to these boys, so that should help break them. You know what, Simpson? Let's detach them. Get these guys out of loose order, get mounted up, and get them across the river. There's a battery right there. We can see it. You're going for them. Put those detach orders out. Not yet. I order individually. I'm gonna send Simpson after those guns, see if he can't redeem himself. After that move across the river, which made no sense. Boys are hanging in strong under that artillery fire. Another battery there, possibly. But my skirmisher would see him. I think they're taking shots from that battery back there is what's going on. Problem is, our location gives them some pretty good cover from us. Made 700 casualties, 1-star brigade. They shouldn't be standing like that. Okay, he's not moving with them because I did give him a separate order. I got to get him up there. Emus, get after that brigade. Alright, finally seen that one off. Gotta dislodge these boys now. You're right next to them. How do you not see them? Is that a... There's a model there, but I don't see the battery. It's... What the hell's going on there? Alright, they're finally pulling back. Do them at 13% casualties. They may start pulling back soon. No worries, get your men over here. Alright, give me one more volley emus, and then we're going to charge them. Yeah, I don't think that battery's actually there. That's got to be a glitch of some type. Alright, not the volley I was looking for. Go get him. There they go. I think that gun belongs to this battery. It's just visually glitched over there. Alright, Duffs, you're going for this one. Time to redeem yourselves. Look, I hate when that happens. They break reform, break reform, break reform. Get in there, Duffs. Don't stop. Let's turn around, go for that battery. I don't need a mix-up over here. That's it. Take down that battery. I go up that brigade. What happened, Duffs? Because they're withdrawing in front of us. They're not going to let us get a full contact. There we go. A little bit of redemption there. And it's pulling back. Definitely not getting a major victory out of this, it doesn't look like. I put a volley in them. Go get them, boys. Oh, come on. I hate when that crap happens. They are broken. Their troops are still coming forward. And the cavalry's now withdrawing. Do not get drawn into that. Get unstuck from each other. Come on, boys, you can do it. It's time to bring my cavalry back across the river. Oh, hey. Hey there, buddy. Wannabes just broke. Alright, Featherston, get your men out. I think we did a fair amount of damage with our cavalry back here. I didn't realize the Federals were still so spread out back in this area. Looks like we might have a little bit of a lull here. I'll be back. I have no idea what's going on here, but the Federals are trying to force their cavalry across. And we're still slowly dragging up their casualty count. We're over 21% casualties against the Federals now. So my artillery just keeps... anytime a unit's sighted, my artillery just lays into them. These guys are kind of below the cliff here, so I'm not getting casualties on them that I would like. For want of rifles to reach across the river. But we're getting there slowly but surely. We're getting there with the rifles. Alright, I thought that was going to be part of a bigger push. Finally getting my cavalry extricated across the river. Now, hopefully they make one more big push against us. They are bringing up more troops. So we may still drag a major victory out of this if we're lucky. Alright, it's now going on 11:30 in the morning, and the Federals have been slowly recovering themselves and bringing troops forward. Looks like we got a lone brigade pushing forward here. We're about to greet. Alright, give it to them, boys. And they have recovered quite a bit of their morale. Their morale was lower than ours. And it's climbed back above ours now, but we've done quite a bit of damage to their morale. I'm hoping they hang around long enough for us to get that major victory, but I don't know at this point. Not in range of this brigade yet. They're going to be soon. We have them at 23% casualties. We just need a little bit more. Hopefully force them off. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait for the overnight for their withdrawal if they don't leave soon. These guys aren't even firing, so they probably have smooth bores. All right, Graybeards, get yourself some target practice. And they're going to keep pushing forward through that. Of course they are. .50% casualties on this brigade, and they are still pushing forward. but I'll take it. We're just shy of that major victory now. Yep, these guys are definitely rifle armed. And engaging with our skirmishers. And now drum back. You guys push right up to that river's edge, engage that brigade also. Same with you, rockets. Yeah, I'm the 25.2, so we're going to get that major victory. Just hasn't registered yet. There is a brigade over here, too. They're just kind of hanging out. I actually had to pull in Scroggins skirmishers because of them. Flank fire on these guys, please. Now hit somebody's headquarters unit. And they are not pulling back. I'm kind of amazed by that. Unless they're still waiting for their orders to go out, which is also a possibility. That brigade's falling back. Okay, there they go. They are finally leaving us. Our last few volleys go out, and then we'll speed this along. And we got him a little over 26%. Not a large casualty grab, but still a major victory casualty-wise. Yeah, we'll just speed this along now. What a mess of a fight. Especially with my cavalry, but they got a good strike in there. All right. So we took down 3,800 of their 14,000 infantry, 400 or 1,400 cavalry. We got all 50 of their guns. Total loss of 4,300 of the 16,000 men. We lost 858 of our 21,495 infantry, 807 of our 6,426 cavalry, 4 of our 68 guns. Total loss of 1,734 of our 28,924 men. All right, time for the combat reports. Before I do that real fast, did we lose anybody? No, we did not, amazingly. All right, Hell's Hounds. Scroggins didn't get anything in. The Irish Hellhounds did 141 to infantry, 21 to cavalry, a total of 162. Austin's brigade did 59 to infantry, 6 to cavalry, for a total of 65. Losses. Scroggins had 33 men go missing overnight. Hellhounds had 35 go missing overnight, and Austin had 26 go missing overnight. They will be hunted down and branded as cowards. The Bastards. Fried Rockets did 310 to infantry. Tennessee Moonshiners did 499 to infantry, and the Graybeards did 629 to infantry. Losses. Fried Rockets, 4 dead, 28 wounded, 27 missing, total 59, aggregate strength of 1,996, 3% casualties. Tennessee Moonshiners have 53 dead, 283 wounded, 79 missing, for a total of 415, aggregate strength 2,120, 16% casualties. The Graybeards had 14 men go missing overnight. Italian Stallions. Only the Spicy Meatballs got some shots in. They caused 5 casualties. But they did take artillery fire. So the Spicy Meatballs had 12 dead, 60 wounded, and 70 go missing on overnight attrition. 142 total. Aggregate strength 2,501. 5% casualties. Hua Legion had 70 men go missing overnight. And Short Fuse Brigade had 1 killed, 1 wounded, and I'm assuming 62 go missing overnight. Don't know why their morale was the lowest of the army. Double Distilled Bastards, Duff Riders did 35 to infantry, 228 to cavalry, 59 to artillery, patrol 322. Bayou Emu Dragoons did 189 to infantry, captured 305, 15 artillery, patrol 509. Wannabe Rangers did 229 to infantry, captured 185, patrol 414. And the Muppet Squad did 56 to artillery, 56 to infantry, 2 to cavalry, 14 artillery, patrol 72. Losses, Duff Riders, 42 dead, 114 wounded, 231 missing. Aggregate strength of 387. Total of 387. Aggregate strength of 1,743, 18% casualties. Bayous did 46 to, lost 46, 123 wounded, 98 missing, total 267. Aggregate strength of 1,905, 12% casualties. Wannabes, 10 dead, 53 wounded, 90 missing, total 153. Aggregate strength of 1,971, 7% casualties. Muppet Squad, 1 dead, 2 wounded, 5 missing, for a total of 8. Aggregate strength of 99, 7% casualties. Sutherland's Artillery Division, Mackinac Exiles did 165 to infantry. Look at these numbers. These are crazy numbers for artillery, especially 6-pound guns. These are all 6-pound batteries. Mackinacs did 165 to infantry, 23 to cavalry, 19 artillery, patrol 207. Davis Guards did 162 to infantry, 1 to cavalry, 3 to artillery, patrol 166. Bouncing Bowlers did 177 infantry, 12 to cavalry, 5 to artillery, patrol 196. Rocket Emus did 201 to infantry, 31 to cavalry, 29 to artillery, patrols 261. And a Rumham Trash Battery did 116 to infantry, 24 to cavalry, patrol 140. Losses, Mackinacs, 1 wounded, 6 missing, total of 7, aggregate strength of 159, 4% casualties. Davis Guards, 2 dead, 5 wounded, 8 missing, total 15, aggregate strength of 163, 8% casualties, 1 gun lost. Bouncing Bowlers, 8 men go missing on overnight, 1 gun lost. Rocket Emus, 6 dead, 2 wounded, 5 missing, total 13, aggregate of 173, 7% casualties, 1 gun lost. Rumhams, 2 dead, 7 wounded, 9 missing, total of 18, aggregate of 173, 9% losses, 1 gun lost. All right, let's see if we got any federal officers. Wow, we got 0 of their officers in this fight. I am kind of amazed by that. I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the Battle of Northumberland. 37th Army fleeing in panic, and poor old General Churchill took the blame on that loss. Battle of Northumberland was ended with 37th retreating in panic. The enemy's reportedly suffered total casualties of 4,325 men. There are 791 killed, 1,215 captured. Our casualties totaled 1,734 men, with 179 killed, 876 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 2,399 rifles and 26 guns from the field and sent 1,115 men off to my prison camps. Oh, they're definitely going to get overcrowded soon. Now, let's get that battle rolled off. Why did my army commander not join that fight? Kind of interesting that he did not. Okay, let's get the Army of Maine pushed down to Portland to help capture that faster. Army of Vermont, need you to start moving at Northumberland and cover that flank. You don't have the numbers yet. Army of New Hampshire is still in the area. They have 23,000 men and 70 guns. If we run into them, we might have an issue, but I need something on this flank, and that's what they are here for. We need the Army of Maine in Portland so that we can flip it faster and take control of that bank. We desperately need it. I'm going to try and keep this episode going a little bit longer, as I want to be in Portland by the end of this one. What's going on here in Nashville? Why have we not moved into it? I told you to go into it. All right, it's now May 6th, and we do have our next engagement here. I had thought about holding this one off until next episode, but I do want to be in Portland at the end of this episode. I want to have it totally flipped over to us. So we're going to keep going for a little bit longer. So we have run into the Army of Arkansas, so my intelligence on it was way off, as I thought it was. They are in Fort Smith, Arkansas itself, trying to flip it over. They haven't flipped the city yet, but they were getting close. So it's the Army of Arkansas under Garfield with 10,044 infantry, 2,500 cavalry, and 34 guns, going up against our Western Army in old Ben McCullough here with 25,800 infantry, 4,600 cavalry, and 44 guns. If this is anything like our battle at Nashville, this might be a well-rounded victory for us. Maybe I could pull that off a second time in a row with this episode. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Fort Smith. Once again, we're on the Texas road map. It's not the map I really expected for this fight. And the Federals are defending once again at the bridge and the point further down over here. Texas Road North is the name of it. Because there's nothing there. There's no homes, no nothing along this road. So it's going to be very straightforward and literally just march straight down the road until we make contact with them. And probably just pushing an assault from there with the 4th Infantry Division supported by the artillery. So I want to try and end this fight as quickly as possible. All right, it's now a little after 1 in the afternoon. We do have the Federal side, and they are drawn up on the heights right at the location I figured they would be. And they're actually facing the correct direction this time around. So I'm definitely waiting for my artillery to come up before I start this attack, as their batteries actually have very good line of sight down on us. But what I am going to do is try and get my cavalry out and around on their flanks for when the attack starts and get in behind them. I'm running this at 5 times speed, which I normally don't do, but the artillery is just kind of tripping over itself, so trying to speed things along. Unlike last battle, my last battle with the artillery sections, in my last 2 battles, the artillery sections were like very well led and don't trip over each other. This division is not very well led. Who's in charge of the artillery? Embry is. So, he needs to get better at what he does. The training shows it's poor. They shouldn't have poor training, especially after sitting in winter quarters. But it is what it is. Yep, cavalry's starting to take some artillery fire. Let's move you out of range of their guns. And I'll come back in once I'm ready to begin my attacks. Looks like it's still going to be a while for the artillery to get up. All right, so now 1645, and we are about ready to push this attack, and it's the last of my infantry moving in position. I do have my cavalry coming up behind the Federals. We did take their secondary defense point there. So I think it's time to kick things off with the general advance. Why would you go that way? When you're advancing straight across. The heaviest fighting is definitely going to be over here on the right. Another battery. You're not firing? No, you are not. Let's push you boys forward to here. It looks like we got enough men on these battery to force a detachment over. The intent of my cavalry is to try and get them to either turn their backs or keep their backs to the cavalry and kill their morale as quickly as possible. Not the best plan I've ever had, straightforward assault into their lines, but we don't really have a lot of room for maneuver on this map, especially with how mountainous it is. Oh, you're at 39 losses already. Ooh. Get across those streams, boys. Now engage that brigade that's on the move. Try and get a bit of a faster movement here. Alright, Bush Rangers are engaged. Black Riders pushing up. Hopefully we can shove this battery away one volley, maybe two. Come on, boys, get across. Get across that damn stream. Let's go. We got them pincered. Up into the woods. That's it, they're collapsing already. Alright, their left's gone. Or their right. Correction. Keep pushing up, boys. Keep pushing. There they go. Nice and quick. Actually have an hour on the withdrawal clock, so we can definitely lay waste to what's left of this force here. One division on the flank. Only 11% casualties on them, though. They didn't really hold too hard. Get mounted, boys. We got work to do. You gotta force me to build more prison camps. I know I gave advance orders to this brigade. Move out. Yep, who's wounded? Ruggles is wounded. Yeah, commander of the Grunts. Yeah, this brigade's holding strong. Go get them, boys. Don't tell me you're frozen. Not again with this crap. See, keep riding them down. You have some type of glitch here with this cow. Oh, don't tell me they're stuck on that rock. That's what's going on. Got them up to 17% casualties. There we go. Now they're moving. Why'd you stop chasing them? Keep on them. Oh, bush rangers, you're starting to piss me off. Come on. Oh, well. All right, we took down 1,700 of their 9,500 infantry, 350 of their 2,500 cavalry, got all 35 of their guns, total loss of 2,200 of their 13,000 men. We lost 620 of our 25,807 infantry, 268 of our 4,600 cavalry. 4 of our 44 guns, our one battery did take a big hit in counter battery fire. Total of, lost a total of 960 of our 31,075 men. All right, combat reports. Penal Pioneers did not fight, but did get them up to level 3 engineering. I just didn't show that on the screen. 3rd Cavalry Division, Bush Rangers did 426 to infantry, captured 4, 2 to artillery patrol, 440. Black Riders did 195 to infantry, captured 147, 9 to artillery patrol, 353. Losses, Bush Rangers, 26 dead, 152 wounded, 31 missing for a total of 209. Aggregate strength 2,070, 9% casualties. Black Riders, 7 dead, 48 wounded, 4 missing, total 59. Aggro strength 2,262, 3% casualties. 3rd Infantry Division, Ironhearts did 321 infantry. The Grunts did 213 infantry, plus up to 225, caught a bunch of command staff. Blackjack Rifles did 97 infantry, 9 artillery, total 107. Losses, Ironhearts, 34 dead, 156 wounded, 31 missing, total 221. Aggro strength 2,583, 8% casualties. The Grunts, 17 dead, 134 wounded, 30 missing, total 181. Aggro strength 2,664, 6% casualties. Blackjack Rifles, 7 dead, 63 wounded, 8 missing, total 78. Aggro strength 2,690, 3% casualties. 9th Infantry Division did not fight. 4th Infantry Division, Sigma's Sharpshooters did 203 to Cavalry, plus up to 208, caught some command staff. Harem Guards, 109 to Cavalry, 29 artillery, total 140. Keyes' Wildcats did 156 to Infantry, 5 to Cavalry, 34 to artillery, total 205. Losses, Sigma's, 14 dead, 60 wounded, 20 missing, total 94. Aggro strength 2,682, 3% casualties. Harem Guards, 9 dead, 17 wounded, 4 missing, total 30. Aggro strength 2,683, 1% casualties. Keyes' Wildcats, 1 dead, 14 wounded, 1 missing, total 16. Aggro strength 2,699, 1% casualties. 4th Artillery Division, Madison Light Artillery did 15 to infantry, 57 to artillery, total 72. Disciples of Fire did 4 to infantry, 61 to artillery, total 65. Virginia Flying Battery did 4 to infantry, 5 to artillery, total 9. That's the battery that's off in the woods. I was trying to get to combat range. Losses, Madison Light, 19 dead, 27 wounded, 7 missing, total 53. Aggro strength of 175, 23% casualties. They lost 3 guns in this fight. Disciples of Fire, 7 dead, 8 wounded, 3 missing, total of 18. Aggregate of 195, 8% casualties. Lost 1 gun. Virginia Flying Battery, 1 dead, and that's it. And we did lose 1 commander wounded. I believe it was Ruggles. Yep. Should be faster if I check over here. It was just Ruggles. Sometimes the messages come up on the screen when I'm zeroed in on the fighting, so I don't notice it. See if we got any of their officers. We should have. We caught a bunch of command staff in the crossfire. All their division commanders are wounded. Colonel Johnson, General Kearney, and General Sykes are all wounded. General Stoneman's wounded. We got all three of their division commanders and 1 brigade commander. Wow. I'm surprised we didn't get Garfield. His command staff was in the middle of a big crossfire over here on the Central Road. So I'm surprised we did not get him also. The morale of this army is going to be shot for a while with officer casualties like that. I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at Fort Smith. Army of Arkansas fleeing in panic. General Donaldson has become a national hero out of this, and poor old Lieutenant Colonel Kelly took the blame for the loss. Battle of Fort Smith has ended with the Army of Arkansas retreating in panic. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 2,182 men. There are 305 killed and 495 captured. Our casualties total 960 men, with 142 killed, 139 missing, and the rest are wounded. We've captured 1,200 rifles and 20 guns from the field and sent 478 men off to our prison camps. So we do have the 1 prison camp that is overcrowded right now. I have started upgrading the prison camp out here at the end of the rail line, Marshall. So that's going to be good. That one's overcrowded too. How is the one? Where are you? Andersonville is also full. No surprise there. So I'm definitely going to have to build another prison camp soon. Maybe I'll put it down in Texas. We're right here at Laredo and give them the option, fight for the French or sit here and cook. Sounds like a plan, I think. Actually, I probably should have built it by Eagle Pass because the rail line runs close to there. It would make more sense logistically. Let's get that battle rolled off and get Fort Smith itself retaken. We are in a yellow readiness, though I am going to begin the siege anyway. We do have the depot here, so that should not be an issue. And for the size, for as small as the force they had, they did take Fort Smith pretty quickly. So I want to retake that as fast as possible, get our readiness back up, and get us back out here to besiege Fort Arbuckle. Then after that, we can take over Fort Cobb, and that'll be the last of the forts outside the one north of the river in the Indian Territories. So there actually are enough troops in the Indian Territory right now to recruit a brigade of cavalry. I'm just going to wait for the monthly before I recruit the next unit, because back down to triple B minus. We're up to triple B, back down to triple B minus. We're playing very loose with the money so far. And I want to make sure there's a few extra men on standby for replacements. I don't want to raise every troop that there is in that territory. And that's already a claimed unit, so don't call for it. It's already a claimed unit. All right. Still sitting quiet outside the gates of Washington. And the USCT has been formed. That just gave them 3 free brigades. I think they're yanking troops out of the Virginia front. They've definitely got to be yanking troops out of the Virginia front. How are we on flipping the city? We're close. Possibly another day. We got enough troops in there to make the flip go fast. Where are you going? You can stop in the city. I need you to recover your readiness as quickly as possible. Army of Vermont, I know I ordered you to Northumberland. Why'd you stop? Looks like we may have the city by the end of the day, possibly tomorrow morning. We'll see. All right, it's now May 7th, and it's still May 7th, I have to say, going on 2000 hours, and we have seized the city of Portland. It is now under our control. But at the same time, the Army of New Hampshire, which was out here at Montpelier, Vermont, came tearing down the railroad tracks as fast as they could. They were moving. And they've run into the Army of Vermont. So it's definitely going to be a May 8th battle. And the Army of Maine is 34 hours. As soon as I saw the Army of New Hampshire coming, Army of Maine was set to scouting. I turned off their scouting, but not soon enough. They hadn't received the order yet. So they're going to be heavily delayed. The Army of Vermont has not fought yet. So this is going to be an interesting fight, because we're not retreating from this. That's not happening. So siege train should be there in the morning with 69th. So they're going to have all their batteries there in the morning, plus that brigade of engineers and a brigade of cavalry to support. So that'll give us 14,000 men and 70 guns against their 21,050 guns. And hopefully the Army of Maine shows up sooner than what it says. But this will be a battle for next episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please click on that subscribe button. Do remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoy it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button, butt stroke that comment section. And if you're watching on mobile, don't forget to swipe right to hype. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.